1.
Yeah, I think one of the big trends we're seeing now as fiber goes deeper in the network and we go fiber to the home, there's actually now a push to go fiber inside of the home, and that's kind of new. So there's a big compelling reason to do so. The ONTs, much cheaper, made in large volume with indoor rated specs. So now you have an on the desktop ONT, and so before where fiber was stopping on the outside of the home, now we need to penetrate the home and figure out a way to get through a customer's home to the proper location. And I think that's going to be some challenges there and some opportunity as well.
2.
Yeah, for sure. And thanks to OSB giving me the opportunity to do a presentation and a paper on that. A lot of the SDN, the software-defined networking, when you talk to people, they're really focused in the higher levels of the network, and so they're dealing with routers and optical switching. But when you think about it, I mean, really you want to provide switching at other layers as well, potentially. And so behind us, we're introducing a product at the show. It's a optical distribution frame, but it has a robotic system that moves on the front of it, and it can actually be controlled from a central location, just like the rest of an SDN network. So now you'll have visibility and switching capability at all layers of the network and not just the higher levels.
3.
I think many of the service providers are already looking toward that. I think the fiber asset that they've already put in the ground, the wavelengths that they're using today, we're having the emerging specifications that are coming out. We're now seeing, I think last year when we met, we talked about some of the standards that were coming out. Those have now turned into successful field trials, and it's allowing the users to take on different wavelengths in the fiber, and so keep what they've got, but then add additional capacity on top of that. So I think that's the next generation PON. I think those type of things are going to bring a lot more value.
4.
And it's funny, I talked to some customers here at the show, and they say, sometimes with the growth of broadband, we have to build out the network so quickly that we're just putting up what we can get our hands on. And sometimes they're frustrated that you don't have the time to look at all the things that are available. And there was also a comment about people that have their business in other areas, needing to innovate, needing to bring to the people that run and build networks, how can we do things better? And so I think I've seen a couple of things here at the show. We've introduced a couple of things, and it's really just making sure that if you're going to make an investment, that you're embracing the latest technology that's going to drive you into the future.
5.
I think one of the things that we talked about here at the show was the difference between networks of the past and networks of the future. In the past, it was really a blind network. You produced a signal, you sent it out, and your best barometer on whether something was going to happen was when the customer called you to complain. I think now we're looking at, we still need that reactive piece when customers do call in, but we're getting a lot better at being more proactive. So knowing the health of the network, being able to monitor different points, and eventually, as the keynote speaker said today, get to where we can predict it. So getting a predictive path and really have a network that's very robust, because I think our future is going to depend on a really strong broadband with cloud computing and the delivery of services and the multi-screen. So we're going to really need to have a super reliable backbone, and being able to see what's happening in the network ahead of something failing, I think is going to be the critical aspect.